Hey guys, I am in the middle of a project and Herschel suggested that I should do a video on it. So, so I'm doing a video, and this is just a silly little idea that I had. So the girls are big into Barbies, so say hi Barbie. Hey! The girls are like huge into Barbie, especially Zara. She got some Barbies for Christmas and she's gotten some afterwards with gift cards and stuff. But Zara is also obsessed with undressing them, and we end up with a lot of naked Barbies. And so we have some outfits. This is one of them. And I mean, Barbie outfits are like maybe $2, something like that. I mean, they're relatively cheap, but they're also sort of expensive if you think about how much fabric you're actually getting. So I keep a little scrap basket, and this is really the extent of my sewing kit. And so I have my little sweater shavers. There's some sweater lint. Woo! Exciting, huh? And then I have like random rolls of thread. So I have standard white and black. I use the little iron-on patches. So when I get holes in sweaters or stuff like that, I can just iron a little patch on. And I also have my garment ruler, which this usually ends up as a kid's toy somehow. And then I have just a limited amount of push pins. I live life in color, so of course these are all colorful as well. And needles. And that's really the extent of my sewing kit. But then I also have, I had a pair of jeans that I got too holey, so I just made cutoffs into them, but I kept the legs in case I wanted to use it for scrap fabric. I've actually used pieces of this to patch a pair of Herschel's pants, so the denim came in handy. So I don't have a sewing machine. These are my sewing machine parts right here. And so I embarked on this silly little project. This is hopefully shaping up to be a Barbie dress. So this is my model. And so what I did is I basically just cut a little rectangle of denim, shaped it around the Barbie. I have some extra scrap ribbon. Sorry, camera about fell over. Balancing on a couch is hard. Okay, so I had some extra scrap ribbon from a project that I did for the girls. So I just cut that and then sewed that to make the seam. So this will be the upper part of the dress. This probably would be easier on a sewing machine, but you know, I don't have that. So again, this is my sewing machine. So this is kind of what it's shaping up to be like for now. The back enclosure, I actually don't have Velcro, but I think Velcro would be best. But I'm going to just try to stitch it, and because it is stretchy, I think they'll be able to still do it on, pull it up. And then this will also become straps on the dress. So I'm going to thread my needle and stuff, and then I'll be back to show you how I stitch. And again, like, my stitching is very, and she has candy canes. My stitching is very rudimentary, but you know, it works. I have actually hand stitched pillows for everybody in the family. When we had a dog, I hand stitched a huge dog bed for him.
I did jars in mine with you.
You helped me stuff it. She helped me stuff it. But I've hand stitched pillows for everybody. I hand stitched a huge body pillow for Herschel. And I don't want to try it. Thank you though. I don't want to. Please don't make me. I don't want to. No. This is the pusher right here. Come on, little girl, just eat it. No, I don't want it. I want to save all the goodness for you. So, and then I also have done like little no-sew fleece blankets for all of them. But that requires no sewing. But I don't know, I've just done small projects for them. But I figured this would be my newest little labor of love and activity. So I'm gonna thread my needle and I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually decided that I would show you how I thread my needle in case you don't know how to thread a needle. This was a skill that I learned, I don't know, like in 7th grade in home economics class. And I think my mom also helped to show me. So I do like an arm's length. This is probably going to be way too much thread, but it's all good. And then snip it. Okay, so it gets real scientific here, folks. Here's my needle. Focus. Okay, here's my needle. Here's my thread. This is what I do. I take it, this is going to be a little out of focus. There we go. I take the thread in my fingers. I take the eye of the needle and shove it on. Then once I have the, oops, see, it didn't work. And ready, action, go. So I thread it on. I hold the end and voila, we have a threaded needle. So sometimes you can just sew this way and you'd kind of, you'd make a knot on one end, but I like my seams to be extra secure. So this is what I do. I pull all the way through, the ends match up, see that? And then I just kind of bring my fingers down. And again, this is really scientific. This actually is sort of hard to do, but I wet my fingers, I wet the thread, and then I hold the thread up here like so, twist it around my forefinger, so then it's like this, and then you push it off. Oh, see, it didn't work. It's so much pressure because I'm on camera. Okay, so let's try this again. Hold it between your index. This is my index. What's your forefinger? I don't know. Well, this is my index finger too, right? This finger goes by so many names. Index, forefinger, and pointer finger.
Or is this your forefinger?
That's the middle finger. I'm not going to show you that one. That's just rude. Okay, so let's try this again. And yes, I just did it through my mouth. But anyway, no judgment here. So I kind of roll it to where it gets bunched up and then pull it through. And that, folks, gives us a knot. It is a thing of beauty. Totally not scientific. All right. Bless you. There's a lot of sneezes when I make videos. I've noticed that. Okay, so I have my thread. It's doubled up, so the seam will be extra, extra firm. So you see I have all these little frayed ends because I just, you know, used denim. So I'm going to try to combat that and just sew my seams. So this is the back of it. So you always want your knot of the thread to be on the inside of the fabric of whatever you're doing. And so then I just start through, I poke my needle through this way. And back in. I don't know all the names for stitches. I honestly don't. I know that there's like basting stitches, stuff like that. I know that there's names for all of them. I just don't go by them. I just know what I know.
I know the snitches get stitches.
Okay, Herschel says snitches get stitches. Those aren't the snitch, or those aren't the stitches that I'm talking about. But anyway, I basically just go in and out in a pattern. I mean, I guess that's... Here, let me do a few and then I can show you what I mean. And to do a seam, actually, I think to do a seam to hold it in, you actually want to go over. I think I'm doing this. Okay, I'm switching up my method because I want to hold the seam in. Okay. Because this will prevent it from fraying. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. This is hard to focus when it's so close. But I'm actually going along the outside of the fabric instead of keeping it going along this line. So like you see this stitch here, I went along on the inside instead of going over the edge. But on this side, because I'm trying to prevent this from fraying, I'm going to go over the edge. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue working on this, and I'll show you the progress after I've gotten it down. Okay, so I did down the whole one side. Can you see? It kind of looks like X's because I really wasn't paying too close attention to how well I did. Because again, this is like a total trial Barbie dress. But yeah, so that will prevent that edge from fraying. So, and then I actually did use most of the thread up. So even though I pulled it as long as like my arms, because I double everything up, because I just feel like it reinforces the seams a little bit better, I actually used most of that, so there won't be too much wasted thread. When I am ready to tie off, I usually just go, just make a little loop. So I'll stick the thread back through here, and then this is a trick that I learned. So you have your loop, and you've made that. So if you take your needle, and you go through the loop, if you can see that, see I'm through the loop, and if you do that a couple of times, that basically makes a nice little knot for you, and then you can tie the thread off. So that just made a really good secure knot, and then I can cut the thread and it won't try to come back out. So sometimes also, depending on what the project is, sometimes I'll take a match or like a candle lighter to burn the end just to secure it even more. So there's one side, so that seam is done. I'm going to have to go through and do the seam and do the bottom seam as well. And then I'm going to have to try to put it together to fit on the Barbie. This is not going to be a tailored dress. It's going to be more of a tube dress, if you will. But we'll, so you've already seen the seam. Let me actually work on the straps since I already cut those. So I just cut a piece of a ribbon. This ribbon is halved, and then I'm going to halve it again. Okay, so then I have two little straps that I'll put on my dress, and I will put it, I'm going to stitch it here to the inside, and I'll have to check it on the Barbie. Actually, I have to check it on the Barbie before I can determine all of that sizing. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so what feels like 5 hours later, I have a dress. Ta-da! Again, totally rudimentary in design, and it's basically a tube. But look, there's a little fashion slit in the back, and I even sewed a little button on. But as long as the girls aren't too rough on this, I think, and this is actually really easy for them to put on because it just slides on. The girls have a new denim Barbie dress. Ta-da! And from the back, not too bad, eh? So anyway, this was just a really totally random thing. A lot of things in my life are random, but totally random thing that I decided to do on a whim. It probably took I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Because I had tried to do straps and then I decided I didn't like that look. So I just decided to take the straps off, and I had to do all the edges and everything, but not too bad. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be mass producing these anytime soon. But I am happy to say that I've made my first Barbie dress and that the girls have a handmade little thing for them to play with. The jealousy may set in, but they're just going to have to... So, there may be some jealousy because this dress may just be so coveted. When I have patience again, maybe I'll make another one. But anyway, oh, there's the kitty boy. What do you think of the dress? Okay, anyway, so that was a, I guess a roundabout tutorial of how to make your own Barbie dresses. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, or if you liked my effort, give me a thumbs up. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't. We have a whole lot of different things that we vlog about and that we share. Obviously, being a growing family, we have a lot of family things that we talk about. The girls in the background I had to try to talk over. But anyway, give me a thumbs up, comment if you'd like, and subscribe, and tell your friends about us. From Barbie, thank you. Bye.